All right. So what are we talking about? What do you want with her? Stop doing this and you'll improve your dating life. Now, for my Patreon folks, y'all might recall the second part of this title, Stop Doing This and You'll Improve Your Dating Life. So for those of you who aren't on Patreon, get on that. You get exclusive content that I do not share on YouTube. And you might get some oldies, like some old videos that I had on my previous channel that are no longer available on this channel. And I'll drop some of those for the Patreon people. So the Patreon people did get a joint titled Stop Doing This and You'll Improve Your Dating Life. And basically I was outlining a situation that happened with one of my clients. Of course, I didn't give away pertinent details, as to keep his identity close to vest, right? But I did speak on some of his issues, right, in that joint that I gave to the Patreon folks. But I'm gonna go ahead and hit y'all off with this, right? So the Patreon people, y'all are basically getting like a part 2. You know what I'm saying? Let me plug the joint. What do you want with her? Stop doing this and you'll improve your dating life. Look, I'm gonna keep this simple. It's really this simple. Guys, do you want to date her? Do you want to fuck her? What do you want? Do you want to date her? Do you want to fuck her? Now, if you're dating a woman, it's presumed that at some point sex may be part of that equation, right? If you're dating her. What I'm talking about is this. If you're primarily interested in, or if you're primarily motivated to deal with a woman because you simply want to have sex with her, do that. If you want to date her, right? Because when you talk about dating somebody, right, there's a mindset that you're actually trying to get to know that person beyond just sex, right? There's a mindset that comes along with dating where if you're dating someone that, again, you're trying to get to know them beyond just sex, but you're also trying to see if this person can potentially be your next girlfriend or maybe even a wife to you, right? That would be the purpose of dating beyond just sex, right? At least how I think of it, right? So what do you want with her? Do you want to just fuck her? Do you want a fuck buddy situation? Or do you want to date her? Do you want to date her? Do you want to kick it with her non-sexually? Go out on a few dates, Netflix and chill. That don't always involve sex. Are you cool with that? Right? Because if you're dating a woman, that would imply that you don't mind spending non-sexual time with her, and that you ain't really tripping on the sex, because after all, you're trying to date her. You're trying to get to know her beyond sex. What do you want? Let me plug the joint. What do you want with her? Stop doing this, and you'll improve your dating life. For those of you who recall, right, I had a joint. I believe it was a classic, or it is a classic, right? Fuck buddy etiquette. Now, there is a rebranded Fuck Buddy Etiquette joint on my new channel here, right? So y'all can check that out. But the original, there's nothing like the original. The original Fuck Buddy Etiquette video that I dropped sometime back, probably about a year ago. You know what I'm saying? Probably more than a year ago, probably about a year and a half ago, right? When I dropped that joint, right, that was on my old channel before YouTube removed that. But I found the original one and I put that on Patreon. But even in that video, I talked about blurring the lines, right? So when I talk about blurring the lines, what do I mean? If all you want to do is have sex with women, That's all you got to do. You know, what I'm beginning to realize is a lot of guys, they believe that they can't have a fuck buddy situation and it be just sex. They believe that the woman is going to want more. Like even some of my clients, I had a client just recently ask me that question. You know, what would you say the ratio is out of 10 women where you just tell them this is just sex straight up and they still stick around? I want y'all to catch what I just threw. What is the ratio out of 10 where you tell women all you want is sex and they still stick around? And that's y'all motherfucking problem. Talking about you men, that's y'all fucking problem. Y'all are worried about women sticking around. Okay, when you gamed up and you reach a certain level, you ain't worried about a woman sticking around. You don't concern yourself with a woman sticking around. When I tell you guys, I strictly deal with women on my terms. That's not just a catchphrase. That's not simply a fucking quotable. That's some real life shit. I've had plenty of fuck buddies, chicks that I just had sex with, nothing else. No dates, no spending the night, no taking showers together, no talking just for the sake of talking, where all we did was fuck. When we saw each other, we had sex. Like literally, if the woman was coming to my crib, I would answer the door in some basketball shorts with no drawers on. You know what I'm saying? In some cases, I will answer the door, butt ass fucking naked, just dangling. I'm ready to get it in. I'm just answering the door. Just butt ass naked. What up? You know what I'm saying? And I would tell chicks, hey, when you show up to the crib, bra and panties are optional. Wear something comfortable, like the shit you will go to sleep in. Like if you had a man laying next to you in the middle of the night and he wanted to slide some shit to the side or take some shit off, you know, wear that type of shit over here. And those women had no problem with that. Okay, I dealt with women who would never call me or text me unless it was to set up a sexual rendezvous. And I did the same. And I keep telling you guys, there is no shortage of women who are down for that. All you got to do is set the tone from the very beginning, set the boundaries, set the parameters, let women know. You don't got to always verbalize what it is. There's going to be some instances where you do have to convey that message verbally, where you're going to have to articulate that message in a verbal sense. But other times, all you got to do is just show women with your actions what it is. Women are not dumb. If all I do is call a woman up when I want to smash, that's it. I never ask her out on a date. I really don't talk to her about her day, right? I don't really know too much about her life. I don't know if she got siblings. I don't know where she grew up at. And if she chooses to share that information with me, that's one thing. But I don't ask none of that shit because it's not pertinent. That information isn't required to do what it is I'm trying to do. So I don't ask. Literally, there are women who are down as long as you let them know from the very, very beginning, this is what it is. This is what I'm about. Give women an opportunity to wrap their mind around the fact that the only time they're going to hear from you is when you want to beat their walls back. And the only time that you expect to hear from them is when they want their walls beat it back. You know what I'm saying? That's it. That's it. That's it. You don't owe women no more than that, and they don't owe you no more than that. Now, will you encounter women who are potentially down to have sex with you, but they want more? They want a little intimacy of the non-sexual variety thrown in there? Sure, you might encounter that. But when you're dealing with women strictly on your terms, do you know what you tell them? Nah, we're not doing none of that. We just gonna do this. And if that ain't enough for you, if you ain't cool with that arrangement, then we ain't got to see each other at all. But a lot of you guys, you're ruled by pussy. You're controlled by pussy. And that's my client that I spoke with. You know who you are. I'm not saying your name, but you know who you are. That's his problem. He wants to hold on to women. And I'm like, nah, bruh. If you're mainly motivated to deal with woman A, woman B, and woman C because you want to establish a sexual relationship, it shouldn't be nothing but sex. I don't think guys understand what it means to establish a sexual relationship with a woman. That's the nature of your relationship. It's sex. That's what y'all do, nothing else. Okay, when a woman come by and she kicking it at your crib for 15, 20 minutes, y'all are shooting the shit, throwing back a couple of drinks, talking, kiki-can, laughing it up, talking about shit. It's inevitable that you guys are going to start to share things. She might talk about her day, you might talk about your day, and before you know it, you guys are getting to know each other a little more intimately. That's not a fuck buddy scenario at that point. That's something else. You're starting to blur the lines. And what happens when you do that, although in your mind, you might be thinking it's just sex, in a woman's mind, she thinks she has hope. She thinks it could be something else other than just sex. And your actions are showing her that it could be more than just sex. So again, for my Patreon folks that are watching this joint, y'all recall when I did the joint for y'all, right? The exclusive joint on Patreon. That's right. I'm gonna keep plugging that shit, right? I told you guys, look, I'm gonna be brief. I'm just gonna tell y'all a little bit what I told them. And for my client, when I start to tell this story, nigga, you know it's you. So I'm gonna show you how you guys fuck up. And when I'm about to tell y'all, he ain't the only guy that experienced this type of situation. But if y'all actually knew how to listen and apply the shit that's being told to you, you could avoid these type of mishaps. And you can have a smooth selling situation with women. Again, what do you want with her? Stop doing this and you'll improve your dating life. It's all about getting favorable outcomes that are conducive to your bottom line. And how you conduct yourself with women, how you run your shit is indicative of the type of outcomes you ultimately will have, right? Or how inconsistent those outcomes would be. You gotta listen though, right? So the homie, he met this young lady. The same night that he met her, he took her home. They had sex the very first night. For you guys that are dealing with women and you're mainly motivated to deal with them only for sex, right there, that's the start of something good. You meet a young lady, both of you are mutually sexually attracted to each other, so much so that she wants it right now. You want it right now. You take her to the crib, it go down, and then the young lady hit him up the next day. And she's basically patting him on the back, giving him an attaboy for what he did in the bedroom. She's basically singing his praises about what he did to her. What does he do? Instead of setting up the next sexual rendezvous, instead of him saying, hey, girl, we can do that again. In fact, I got some free time on this day around this time. I'll give you a repeat performance. I got a round 2 in me. Come through. We'll make it happen. Instead of him doing that, he offers dinner. He offers to cook her dinner. So when I tell you guys, what do you want, bro? Do you want to fuck her or date her? Fuck her or date her? Guys, once you introduce cooking for a woman and kicking it with a woman on a non-sexual tip, that's going to be part of the expectation from her perspective. That's going to be part of the expectation. Oh, dick and dinner. Cool, I can take that. Dick and dinner. I'm with that. So what happens is once you introduce that, then you want to kind of just go back to just trying to sex her. Many women ain't going to let that happen because she gonna wonder, what happened with this? No. Guys, you got to be consistent. That's why I tell you guys, when you very first meet the woman, set the tone for what you want. What the fuck do you want? Do you want a sexual relationship with her or do you want to date her? If you want to date her, cool. You can do that extra shit. But even when you do that extra shit, you got to be mindful of when you introduce it. Are you prepared to consistently do these non-sexual things you're introducing to the woman. I don't think guys understand this. If a woman is having sex with you the very first night she meets you, her attraction for you is strictly sexual. Hold on, my bad. Give me a second. Her attraction for you is strictly sexual. If she hits you up the next morning and she's talking about what you did to her sexually, all you got to do, hold on. Okay, my bad. Okay. Fucking with the curtain and shit. All you got to do is stick to the script. All you got to do is stick to the script. The attraction y'all have is purely sexual. If you want a sexual relationship, perfect. Fucking perfect. Now, all you got to do is line shit up and make sure your schedule is aligned to keep doing it. Right? That's all you got to do. But once you introduce non-sexual activities and non-sexual intimacy into the equation, now she has another reason to be attracted to you. Now, if you're dating her, that bodes well. That's cool. But if all you want is a sexual relationship, once a woman starts to become attracted to you for other reasons outside of sex, and she starts to become attracted to you because of the things you guys talk about and the shit that y'all do outside of sex, you have officially blurred the lines. And you no longer have a sexual relationship. You have changed up the fucking dynamics of the whole thing. And then what happens is when you go and try and just have sex with her, she's going to be like, no, let's just hang out. And that's exactly what happened to my client. Now, the chick ain't even trying to fuck him no more. He went from fucking on the first night, the chick hit him up the next morning, singing his praises about what he did to her sexually. She's down to continue to have sex with him, but then he throws extra shit onto the fucking pile and fucks up everything. Now he can't even get her to respond to his text. Y'all gonna learn to listen to me. I'm out.